Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com. In today's episode, I wanted to talk about just planning your career in general. And I know I've covered this before, but I wanted to give some more thoughts to this because it's important to plan all of our careers from the start. Otherwise, things move by really quick and you get blinded by other things, personal stuff, goals that other people want you to meet. Because as soon as you walk in the big four accounting firms, there's things that you have to do that everybody wants you to do. You have to get your timesheet. Everybody wants you to get promoted. They want you to be fully utilized. But if you don't think about your own progress, then you're not going to make the progress in your career that you want to do. So you have to figure out from the beginning what goals you want to have in your career. And the easy ones are the promotions, but the big four accounting firms, that should be fairly easy as long as you stick around, do your work, and you don't create enemies. And for some people that might be hard, but for the average person, that's going to be easy. Now, what's harder is going to be what we've spoken about recently is specialization and getting as much specialized skills as you can, even if it's not a ton, but you still need to find ways to do that. And you need to figure out how you're going to do that throughout your career, because the other stuff is going to come. Like, you're going to be able to get utilization. If you can't, then there's going to be a lot of resources that can help you. You're going to be able to get promoted. And if you can't in your group, then you can move to another group. But gaining up the skills that you need to bolster your career in case you do decide to move or to make partner, because making partner or moving to a different company is going to be harder than it is to get promoted. And if you don't have the skills that you need once you've been in the big four accounting firms for 8-10 plus years, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to make partner or move to or differentiate yourself from other applicants at another job. And the reason this occurs is because the big four accounting firms have large clients and they want you to just maintain that account, and they want you to be generalized. And it's a generalized maintenance of these accounts that's important. It's not necessarily that you have to be specialized in anything. And I think of it as like a general big store. Like in the US, we have Walmart, and you go into Walmart because you need a variety of different things, and they have a variety of different things. But if you need something specific, then you have to go to another type of store. If you need something very specific in outdoors, you have to go to an outdoor store. And what the big four train you to do is to be one of these general stores, and you don't necessarily want to stick in that category, because the further you get on your career, the harder it is going to be to differentiate yourself, because everybody is a generalist in the big four accounting firm. Not everybody, but the vast majority of people are generalists, and you need to differentiate yourself, and you need to figure out how you're going to do that. And I think that's where it takes the most planning. You need to figure out how you're going to get those skills. And that's why I'm telling you to do the planning, because you're going to have to be observant in your group. You're going to find the opportunities, keep your eyes open, and jump on those opportunities and learn to recognize them. And the way you can do this is you're going to have routines on your accounts, routine things that you're going to be doing. And when something jumps out, or if something jumps out at you multiple times as places where you get specialists involved, then that's where you're going to want to get involved and to figure out ways to get more billable hours in that area, but also more experience, more work, more continuous work, not just one-off work. If there's an opportunity, a special project like a restatement, and there's very specific things going on, then you want to get involved in that. You don't want to just get stuck in a safe zone of sticking in your group and just looking out for a promotion, because that's what everybody does. And that'll come and go. Like, all these people are going to come and go from your day one. The day one, you're going to have a bunch of people in your group that you know that you're going to have a lot in common with, and it's going to go by the wayside. All those people are going to disappear, and where are you going to be? You're going to have chased the same thing as those people. You're going to have chased promotions. But are you going to have a strong resume? Are you going to be a generalist, or are you going to be very, very well rounded? And that's really the hardest part. That's why I'm encouraging people to do this, because the easy part is to follow the cookie cutter path of the Big Four accountant, doing what everybody else is doing and following the generalized outline of getting your utilization, getting your promotions. It's harder to be more active in your career and to figure out the areas that are risky. An example right now is cryptocurrencies. Well, it's not very well established, but it keeps growing. We see the cryptocurrencies going up right now, and they go up and down. They're very volatile, but that's a growing area. And with a lot of volatility just in general around the world, it's an interesting place to get involved in. It might be a gamble in your career, but it's a place where you can utilize a lot of different skills. So what I'm trying to say is there's going to be basically a placemat that the Big Four accounting firms put in front of you day one, and everybody else is going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be following that placemat, but all those people are going to follow the placemat and follow the standardized career. And I don't want you to do that, because that's not going to set you apart. That's not going to make you the most money. That's not going to help you accelerate your career in the way that you want to. And it's not just about, I want you to seek out more work or make your life harder. It's about attaining comfort and financial comfort and career comfort. Like the more time you spend on this in the beginning of your career, then the easier your career is going to be further down the line. And it's not just necessarily in technical work. Maybe it's working with people. What are the tough situations that you can get involved in and figuring out how to resolve those? There's just a lot of different ways to differentiate yourself. And the stuff that's blatantly in front of you in the Big Four accounting firms they tell you have to do is going to be the easiest. So it's the stuff that's not. And that's what I'm trying to teach you today, is that you have to seek out these specialty areas, whether it's M&A, cryptocurrencies, restatements, all the difficult subjects, and your path that you choose and following them. And that way you just build out your resume. So make sure that you plan out your career from as early as you can, and stack as many skills that are valuable in your group and in your area as you can. But that's the podcast for today. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast to get future updates, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Big Four Accounting Firms. Thanks for listening.